There is a real wealth gap in America, one that corresponds with race. And now a new report is revealing just how wide that gap truly is. The report by McKinsey & Company shows a stunning wage gap totaling billions of dollars and a revenue gap of more than $1 trillion for black-owned businesses. Now, one of the report's authors, McKinsey & Company Shelley Stewart, joins us now. Shelley, I've been watching your career for many years now, and you are just one of one in this space. We really appreciate your time and attention to this. And frankly, you know, a lot of people really don't know what to think of or how to contextualize black progress right now. I mean, we have these spaces where black Americans are excelling as first in their industries, and then you have others where they're being denied tenure or opportunities that are commensurate with their work. So what is the current state, Shelley, of affairs financially speaking? How do black and white families compare when it comes to debt, net worth, and possibility?
Absolutely, Morgan, and thank you so much for having me. I think your point is exactly right. There are shining examples of progress, but we shouldn't conflate that with broader success or progress for black Americans. You talked about wealth. 19% of black Americans have negative net worth today compared to 8% of white Americans. So that literally means people have staggering amounts of debt that really does constrain their ability to live their life day to day.
And let's throw up some of the numbers here from your report. Black workers, number one, they make 30% less than white workers, averaging $10,000 less per year. And nearly half of black workers are in low-paying service roles. And then there are these so-called consumer deserts and discrepancies in negative net worth. So, Shelley, what does that actually mean?
Yeah, I mean, this wage and income gap is a huge issue. I mean, there's lots of discussion about creating wealth. Well, it's pretty hard to save when you're making $30,000 a year. You're burdened with your rent. You're burdened with food costs. If you even have accessible fresh food in your neighborhood, as you mentioned, there's a huge portion of black Americans that do not. And so we really have to get underneath what is driving this disparity in wages. We found that just 20 occupations, 4% of all occupations, make up 60% of that wage gap. We need more black teachers, more black lawyers, more black doctors, and we got to promote black folks across all industries and pay them equitably if we're going to start to think about saving.
So teachers, lawyers, and doctors, and I have to say that's something I really liked about this report because it was solution-oriented, right? It was data-driven and solution-oriented. So what is the solution here? I mean, if some of these disparities are addressed, what would that impact be financially? And frankly, how do we do it?
Yeah, I mean, just getting black workers up to median in terms of wages would put 2 million more black Americans in the class.
Wow.
That's a staggering figure. And I think it really starts pretty far upstream with how we think about and support public education and public health care. We have got to find ways to support our low income and our black students with resources in their schools. We found that in highly concentrated black schools, there was an $1,800 per pupil funding deficit when compared to highly concentrated white. That has all sorts of downstream implications. And we've got to fix our access to affordable health care for all Americans. We've got a 3 to 4 year life expectancy gap that are faced by black Americans. If that were closed, there'd be 2 million more black people alive today. Wow. That's a staggering figure.
Yeah, that is staggering. And I think what surprised me was I'm a data junkie. And so when I was going through this report, the numbers were wild. And I'm curious, as someone who is actually compiling these numbers, what surprised you most?
Yeah, I think your point, Morgan, is right in terms of just I had that same reaction. Like, I cannot believe the magnitude of some of these numbers. I mean, you flashed one up at the beginning, $1.6 trillion of revenue that's not flowing to black-owned businesses. If we were at parity, there'd be another 600,000 black-owned businesses. I think that was one that stuck out. And then every year, there's $300 billion of wealth flows that I'll say are missing from the black community if we had our fair share. 60% of that is inheritance. And so just staggering gaps across the board.
Well, Shelley Stewart, we appreciate you bringing us this report and helping us really understand and contextualize it, because especially in this moment in our country, that is what is most needed. Shelley Stewart III, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.